Christ's letters. Continuation of letter 4. I told the people to look around them. Look at the countryside, at the hills where sheep and goats grazed in peace, at the lakes filled with fish, and at the birds flying in the air and resting and nesting in trees, and the flowers so gorgeously clothed in many colors. I told them, look, understand what you are seeing. You are seeing a world where everything has its needs, and everything has those needs fulfilled. How can you doubt when you see the sheep living entirely on grass? What does the grass contain that it feeds fleece, bone, blood, and flesh, and produces young? Are you not witnessing a marvel of supply? Look at the needs of birds, how wonderfully they are provided for. They have shelter in trees and seeds for strength. As for people who have their needs of housing, food, and clothes, the Father has given them the entire world from which to fulfill their needs. Muhammad, after enlightenment, perceived the same indwelling universal spirit, both existent and active in all things. We, Muhammad and I, spoke to our fellow countrymen of the same inspired truth and asked them the same kind of questions. Is such an all-knowing Father, Allah, divine consciousness, not also aware of your deeper needs, your needs of love, health, and prosperity? How can you doubt this? Only have faith, and your needs will be supplied according to your faith. It is your lack of faith which withdraws energy from the natural flow of Father, Allah, love in your bodies, relationships, and lives. So often in despair, when on earth in the person of Jesus, I exclaimed, would that I could tell you and show you and make you see how it is that the Father knows your needs. Would I could show you how you yourselves contribute to the making of your own tomorrows and the tomorrows of all those who surround you. If only I could help you see that you truly reap as you sow. If only you could see the truth of existence as I saw it when in the desert in Palestine. You would know then that your thoughts and actions grow in magnitude and strength day by day and take on outer form exactly as the seeds of plants go into the earth and grow, taking on ever greater outer form of stems, leaves, and fruit as each day passes after another. I would if I could show you how important you are every second of the day in the fabric of your home, your work, and your country. I long to help you see how your thoughts are the origin of all your good and evil. They are the very ground of your good and evil. If it be that evil comes to you, do not look at your neighbor to see from whence has come that evil. Look within your own hearts and see when last you were at odds with someone, destructively, by slander, falsifying truth, rejection, criticism. That was the moment of the birth of your present grief. You have been told that you must wrest an eye from whoever takes your eye, but I tell you that this is foolish. If you have your eye gouged from its socket, and you likewise take your opponent's eye, you will probably find yourself shortly without a hand and leg. Better to stand stock still. Raise your mind and heart to the Father, Allah, divine consciousness, and pray for help and healing and protection from any greater calamity. And pray too for your adversary, because any ill feeling you have towards him will only draw more pain and distress towards yourself. Forgive him, pray for him, and you will bring into being blessings for yourself, not because you have pleased the Father, Allah, and done the right thing, but because your consciousness will attract blessings into your experience. You will be truly blessing yourself as you pray for blessings for others. But let not this be your motive. Otherwise, the blessing is tainted by your self-regard. Always, in any situation when you are threatened, stop, stand, turn and call on the Father, divine consciousness for help, and watch the deliverance. It will surely come. I tell you beyond all fear of contradiction that if any of you will live in the protection of the Father, Allah, divine consciousness, by radiating goodwill and love to everyone in your life and country, and even your so-called enemies, you will never be attacked. You will never know sorrow. You will never be subject to any of the human ailments and misfortunes which the human consciousness creates. You will be enfolded in a mantle of light and love. Divine consciousness will flow into your mind, your body, and your life. People may be falling ill around you, felled by an attack, or drowning in an agony of fear, but you will walk the same path conscious that no one has the least human power against the power, the source of your being, which has given you your own being and life on earth. Not one may dare deny this statement, since none who would want to deny it has reached the level of spiritual consciousness where such protection is a normal occurrence. Therefore, how can they deny this statement? And I speak the self same truth to those who have reached the level of spiritual consciousness which perceives the universality of the Father, Allah, divine consciousness, and its abundant love radiated to all and everyone. Such spiritual adepts strive to live within and radiate that love, and will gladly confirm that this is a truth I have stated. They will have experienced the miraculous protection and fulfillment of need, and will know they can relax in the Son of the Father, Allah, divine consciousness, goodwill, and love. They will also be happy to accept that divine consciousness, called by any other name, God, Jahwe, the Absolute, Infinite, Allah, always remains the universal, interpenetrating divine consciousness despite all the differing terminologies used by various nations. They will have reached that level of spiritual awareness where they can perceive that behind all color, language, beliefs, actions of whatever kind, all people, all creation itself, is one at the grassroots of their being. Man and ant share the same origins within the equilibrium of universal consciousness. This is true freedom, the only freedom. Until you are prepared to realize and accept that your source of being within you and above and around you can indeed flow into your mind and body directly in response to prayer, you will be subject to all the ailments of the earthly and human consciousness. When you steal, you will lose things also. When you fight and wound, maim and kill, you will be maimed, wounded, or killed in body and or spirit. When you start a war, it will be a long and bitter struggle. Everything evil you endure, you have been the original cause of it. Yours is the ability to choose the way you wish to live in future. You choose the way you will live by changing your consciousness from antagonism to love and acceptance of everyone equally. If you imagine the damage and hurt you would like to inflict on another, your thought will reach your enemy and will erode their strength according to the intensity of your intention. Do not think that your thought has dissolved and is no more. It rests in electromagnetic strength. taking on form until it rebounds to harm you also. Sorry for the dog. You can do much damage with your thinking and feeling, damage to others and damage to yourself. Therefore, guard them, the tools of your creativity, well, and at all times turn to the Father, Allah, divine consciousness, and ask for relief from any thought which is contrary to true unconditional love. According to the power of your prayer and the sincere faith in which you raise your mind to divine consciousness, your thoughts will be imbued with new life and love. Number 2, man and woman are two equal halves of one whole. What we, the Brotherhood of Illuminates, the enlightened ones, in Christ consciousness, are about to tell you is of vital importance to the world generally. We speak equally to Christian, Jew, Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, and to every religion and every race of the world. We speak to all because each and everyone in the world needs this instruction to make it possible for you to move on to higher levels of spiritual awareness. Your personal and sexual relationships between men and women are of far more importance to your overall well-being than you can presently even imagine. We deal with these relationships at length in the following pages, only because it is absolutely imperative, vital, for you men and women to wake up to the basic reality of your male or female individuality and identity and true source of gender differences. You must fully understand the true origins of your male and female bodies and characteristics. They are not just bodies created with differing physical organs and modes of sexual expression in order to create children. They draw the origins of their masculinity or femininity from their very source of being, from within the equilibrium of universal consciousness. I am telling you this before you read letter 5 so that you will study that letter bearing in mind what I am telling you now about your sexuality. Therefore, if the sexuality of a man and woman is not used in conformity with the divine consciousness intention expressed in the original act of creativity at the time of the Big Bang, it is obvious that although the sexuality may produce children, it will not bring to men and women the unity of being and personal fulfillment and joy it was meant to bring. In fact, the reverse is true. Eventually, the sexual act itself brings disappointment and satiation, after which any love previously felt by partners drains away. With knowledge and understanding, spiritually based men and women will make every attempt to transcend their present state of consciousness in regard to male-female relationships of any kind, no matter what those relationships may be, sexual or otherwise. They will strive to express within their minds and hearts the purposes for which they were created in different forms. They will understand the origins of their differing innate impulses, temperaments, and modes of self-expression, and will value them. They will use their differences to enhance the well-being of each other. Competition will disappear. As this happens, they will tune into divine consciousness ever more easily. As they tune into divine consciousness ever more easily, so will they ascend into higher levels of spiritual consciousness. At the moment, your approach to your sexuality is your barrier to your ascension in consciousness. It roots you in your humanhood. We cannot emphasize sufficiently that you have not discovered the truth of your existence until you have fully understood and sought to implement in your daily lives, in your homes and workplace, your full comprehension of the true meaning of man and woman. That's it for today. See you tomorrow. Thank you. I love you. God bless you. Bye.